You know the pattern by now. The market moves, and suddenly, you feel that pull, that invisible hand convincing you that you need to participate. It doesn't matter how many times you've seen it before. It always feels different this time. The story changes. Maybe it's a breakout, a reversal, or the one that got away. But the core emotion underneath never changes. It's FOMO, subtle but powerful, whispering that opportunity is slipping through your fingers. And it feels logical, even urgent, because the human mind is wired to hate uncertainty more than loss itself. FOMO doesn't just happen when you chase a runaway move. It sneaks in long before that. It starts in the quiet moments, when you feel like you haven't done enough, haven't seen enough, or haven't performed enough. That sense of lack creates tension, and your brain tries to relieve it by doing something. Entering a trade feels like progress, even when it's not. You're no longer sitting with discomfort. You're acting, and that act becomes your temporary relief. But every time you relieve that discomfort prematurely, you teach your brain that emotional release matters more than disciplined execution. That's how FOMO becomes habit. It's not a single decision. It's the slow erosion of patience. The more you act without cause, the more your process loses definition. You start trading to feel safe, not to follow your plan. You justify impulsive entries with stories that sound smart. The setup looked strong. The volume confirmed it. It lined up with the bias. But these phrases are camouflage. They hide the real motivation. You couldn't stand to wait. And the more clever your explanations become, the harder it is to see how FOMO runs the show. The hardest truth about FOMO is that it feels productive while destroying your foundation. It makes you feel engaged, alert, and connected to the market. But all you're really doing is trading to soothe emotion. You start chasing price because not being in the market feels like failure. You watch a candle take off, and your self-talk changes instantly. That's the one I should have taken. That single thought can unravel hours of discipline. Because when your goal becomes avoiding regret, you'll always find a reason to abandon patience. So how do you stop falling for it? You don't fight FOMO directly. You study it. You recognize its timing. You track what triggers it. Is it after missing a move? After 2 losses in a row? After scrolling through Twitter or Discord and seeing others win? The moment you make it visible, you take away its power. Because FOMO thrives in reaction. It hates structure, hates awareness, hates silence. The trader who pauses long enough to name what's happening has already begun to disarm it. The opposite of FOMO isn't indifference, it's trust. Trust in your data. Trust in your structure. Trust that missing one move means nothing in the context of hundreds of trades. The irony is, when you stop needing to catch everything, you start catching more of what matters. Consistency isn't built through action, it's built through alignment. Every time you wait for your conditions, you reinforce that identity. The trader who acts on structure, not impulse. And over time, that becomes who you are. Remember, FOMO feeds on scarcity, the idea that opportunity is limited, but the market is infinite. It will open again tomorrow. It will move again, offer setups again, and test your patience again. You don't need to conquer FOMO once and for all. You just need to outlast it one trade at a time. Because every moment you choose patience over panic, you prove something quietly powerful, that your process is stronger than your fear. The traders who make it aren't the ones who never feel FOMO. They're the ones who recognize its disguise and act anyway. They know that waiting is not weakness, but mastery. That missing a move is not failure, but freedom. And that every time they say no to emotion, they're saying yes to their future. FOMO never disappears. It just loses its grip on the traders who learn to see through its lies.